Nope, I wasn't happy with that at all. Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. So there are many unanswered questions in the world, such as which is silent in the word sent? Is it the S or the C? And why on earth do Zurich Insurance advertise? Oh yeah, I can't wait to renew my insurance. I'm really excited. But sir, this one here is 50% cheaper. Yes, I know. I'd like Zurich, please. And the topic for this video, which is the Porsche Taycan InnoDrive service. Is it any good? Is it worth that monthly subscription? Now, this is one of those features that you can get on demand. It's called a function on demand service. What is that? Well, it is enabled via software over the air, but your car must have the right hardware available in order to activate this. Now, I spec the adaptive cruise control on this car, which is a great function. It's the active ability for it to stay the right distance behind the car in front when you're going along. It's just really handy, especially if you're in traffic. Really like it. But if that hardware is missing, you will not be able to activate this feature. Luckily we have it, so we can do that. Now, it is a subscription. I'm not a huge fan of subscription-based services. Indeed, I view this car pretty much as a subscription right now, because when we get to the end of this PCP, it will be going back to Porsche. There's no equity in it. I probably won't be buying it either. Well, I almost certainly will not be buying it, because it simply isn't worth what it will be in the market. That payment, that balloon payment, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. So I kind of view this as a bit of a subscription right now. And not everyone is a fan of subscription-based services. You've got to look at what BMW tried to do with their heated seat subscription, which was an absolute farce. Asking you to pay for something that is already installed in your car is a complete and utter joke. This steering wheel here, sir, yes, you're going to have to pay an extra £50 a month just to use it. It's just ridiculous. That was very silly. I think it's a little bit more acceptable if it's a software enablement function. You're just paying for a little bit of additional software or feature, an app, whatever. Maybe, yeah, makes a lot more sense, such as this feature here, which is the InnoDrive function. Now, it is available for £18 a month, or a one-off payment of £739 activated for lifetime, I believe tied to you, the user. Now, if you are considering what to do, it's about 3.5 years break even on that lifetime versus monthly subscription. So something you might want to consider. And for me, the best thing about it right now is you can get it 3 months free. You can trial this for 3 months for no cost to see if it's any good and to see if it's something you'd like to have. Now, what is InnoDrive? Well, it is apparently a step beyond the adaptive cruise control function on this car, in that it understands the roads. It looks at geographical data to understand when bends are coming up, speed limit changes, etc. The road might get a bit harsh, etc. It will adjust the speed appropriately. If you've used the adaptive cruise control, you'll notice if it's looking at a vehicle in front and that vehicle deviates sometimes on the motorway or whatever it may be, or you're going around a bend, it loses sight of it, it gets a little bit jerky and doesn't quite know what to do. Apparently, this function is supposed to make the whole process a lot more fluid, a lot more autonomous in that respect, and add to the driving pleasure that you get if you're on a long journey, kind of taking the edge off it a little bit. Now, it does recommend that you get this with the active lane keep as well. So there's an active lane assist function which will keep you right in the middle of the road. It's different to the lane deviation function, right? Which is where if you drift over, the steering wheel will pull itself back. This function is supposed to keep you on, well, pretty much in the middle of the lane automatically and take the edge again off long journeys. But I'm not going to enable that yet. We'll do that on a separate video just to focus on that. This is all going to be about the InnoDrive. Now, activating this isn't as straightforward as I first thought. You need to use your phone here, and you go in via the Porsche app, and I couldn't see any way to do it in the Porsche app directly. I had to get out the Porsche app and onto the Porsche Connect services via a classic browser in order to be able to activate this. And you get a warning in the browser that you have to then use the app going forward. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but what I will do here is start the screen recording. Let's skip that. So we're in the front screen of the car there. You can see my car here. If I click on my car, you get that warning pop up about the Connect services in the Porsche app only, so you're not going to be able to use them here, which is strange because I couldn't see them in the app anyway. to activate those functions on demand specifically. So, and we'll scroll down a bit here, and you should see here the Connect Store. So if we click on the Connect Store and then function on demand, we've got comfort access, which is keyless go. When you get near to your car, automatically opens. I'm not going to activate that because I don't like it. There's the active lane keeping that we spoke about, and here it is, the Porsche InnoDrive. So 3 months free, subscription £18 a month or $739 one-time payment. Discover now. Porsche InnoDrive, purchase now. Let's go for it. Oh yeah, another thing it's supposed to do is if you're indicating to turn, it will automatically slow you down as well. So we'll hopefully see what that is. Now I'm hoping this will activate pretty quickly on the car. This is the key thing here. Over the air, otherwise there's going to be no video. So let's have a look through here. Yep, that's all good. Proceed to checkout. That looks pretty straightforward. I have read and accepted the terms. Order with obligation to pay. There you go. That's it. It's all done. So I have to activate it via my email now, so let's have a look at this now. So the car is in pre-standby mode here. I turned it off. This is before you get out the car and it all shuts down, and this has just popped up on screen, which is great. So it's come through pretty much instantaneously after activation of this service. In order to do so, you have to turn the vehicle off for approx 10 minutes, as you can see there, and it obviously updates the software over the air, hence that time, and you can't use the vehicle. So I'm going to leave the car, turn it off into standby, let it do its updates, and come back in about 10 minutes time. We'll get out for a drive and see if it's any good. Right, back in the car, and the activation successfully completed. I'm not sure what that is, but hoping it's the InnoDrive. So it makes sense to check that it is now available in the driver assistance system down here. You can access this with this stalk here. This is for the lane keep assist and the adaptive cruise control. You can press this button here, and yes, we do now have InnoDrive. Right, so I want to enable that. I don't know of a better way to do this, unfortunately. It's a bit a roundabout face here, but you've got to kind of get that screen up there and then use this over here to toggle up and down there, which we have. So I'll select that, and yeah, now we are good. InnoDrive is active. So let's get out and give this a go. Right, so we're out in the car now, and we have the InnoDrive selected in the ACC. So we'll see how we get on. Let's just get out onto this road. Now this road is a 40-mile-an-hour limit, so let's set that. Oh, and already I can see that we have PID there, so Porsche InnoDrive, a different icon to what you'd expect normally for the adaptive cruise control. And I'm coming up to a bend here. It obviously thinks 40 miles an hour is okay for this bend. I guess it's the speed limit of this road, so no issues navigating that. Now we are coming up to a roundabout, so it'll be interesting to see how it understands and navigates this roundabout successfully. So maintaining 40 miles an hour, no car in front, so the car can proceed as expected. And InnoDrive seems to be InnoDriving all right so far, but no different to adaptive cruise control right now. Right, here we go. So roundabout up ahead. Oh, we've got a logo there. There's a car ahead. It's starting to slow down because is it going to recognise the car? Yeah, nope. I wasn't happy with that at all. I don't think it was going to stop properly until collision for that car. All right, so not a great start there for the first roundabout. Had to intervene there, which is what it's all about. So let's get off here and try that again down this part of road here. Now we're in a 50, so let's crank it straight up to 50. Accept limit. Push up on the stalk to accept. 50 acknowledged. Yeah. So okay, it's actively interacting with the speed limits there and allowing me to accept the new speed limit for cruise control. So we're currently adaptive cruise control. Maybe making progress on that vehicle in front there. I don't know if we'll catch it up, but there's some bends on this road that get maybe a little bit sharper. So it'll be interesting to see how it navigates the roads there. Now, back there at the roundabout, it acknowledged I'd come to a roundabout and then slowed down for it appropriately. Obviously, it can't detect cars that are coming around the roundabout, so if it's clear, I guess you can proceed. If not, but that car in front, I was not happy with, and this is adaptive cruise control. Sometimes it just gets like, I just think it forgets that it's got to do a job, and it gets way too close to the car in front, I think. And then the next thing you're going to be in collision braking, so emergency braking. So I wanted to intervene there. Now this bend is a little bit sharp. We've got a bend arrow there, and it's taken some speed. Look at that, it's taken some speed off. to what I think, yeah, was a pretty appropriate speed for that bend there. Obviously you can do it a lot faster in this, but in sport mode apparently it cranks it up a little bit more, so it will allow you to go a little bit faster. But that was impressive. It knew there was a bend coming, using the geographical data, and it slowed down appropriately. Now we are going to come up to some more roundabouts here, so it'll be interesting to see how the car is able to navigate those. Now, if you're using adaptive cruise control, trying to get round a roundabout, it won't slow down normally. If you're doing 50 miles an hour, it will try and maintain that, even if you're turning left or right. If there's a car in front, it will indeed slow you down to an appropriate speed so that you don't hit the car in front. But if that car moves out the way, maybe makes a left turn at the roundabout and you're going straight on, this thing will then give you a burst of speed. It doesn't quite sit with the environment. Now this car is unfortunately going much slower than it needs to around these bends, which is often the way with other drivers. Safety first, right? Know your limits. This guy's limits are very safe indeed. So we can't really see that it's going to slow us down significantly, I think. It hasn't flagged up that there's a sharp bend coming using the InnoDrive there. Now I've got this camera active here at a slightly strange angle. Excuse the size of these pillars. The A pillars and the B pillars on the Taycan are huge. They're massive. But we are looking at this screen here, so I wanted to ensure that you can see a little bit this screen here on the other camera, which hopefully you can, just so you can get a kind of idea as to what's happening with the car here. Now we are approaching a roundabout. It's recognized again. There's a roundabout coming here. There's a car in front, so it's definitely seen this one. It's slowing down appropriately, and we're going to get round this roundabout now. It stopped us because that car's moved out the way. Is it going to go for us? Yeah, it's going to go. That car is, yeah, so it's pulled out nice and safely there. Accept limit. I'm going to say I've accepted that new 40 mile an hour limit. Come off here. No use of the throttle there at all. I didn't touch the throttle. So that was pretty clever stuff, I have to say. That's it working much better than it did at that previous roundabout, where we nearly got a bit close to that, hit that car in front. I'll tell you what we will do is we'll make a left turn here. So we're going to make a left turn up this road here. So it knows there's a left turn here. It slowed me down appropriately. Maybe, yeah. Perfect. Accept limit, new 30 mile an hour limit. No, it's not seen that, so let's cancel that and try again. I had to just reset it there because I think it was going to go above 30. It didn't give me a chance to accept that limit, or I missed it. But that is very impressive, I have to say. We're going to make a right turn here, see how it gets on. Understands, it's got built-in map, obviously it knows where it's at. So we're going to make a right turn here. No drama, no use of the throttle or brake necessary there. That's pretty clever stuff, I have to say. It slowed me down a little bit there. It's parked cars, I think. It's having a bit of a struggle with these parked cars. Giving me a bit of a stop-start. I think it was going to slow me down in front of that van. No, it knows I'm steering. Okay, right turn here. Okay, that all got a bit fast then. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know what more we need to do with this now, really. It would probably be quite good to get it down a proper twisty road, which is national speed limit, where it's going to have to brake, specifically. So, if we find one of those, I'll cut that in. But otherwise, I think we can wrap this video up and sum it all up. After having tried it first time for, well, 15 minutes or so, right? So, should you get it? Should you buy this? Should you subscribe to this 30 mile an hour limit now? Roundabout, let's one last try here. We've come up to a roundabout. It knows I'm at a roundabout. It's going to take it nice and slowly round this roundabout, because it's quite a sharp roundabout, that. So we went round it, but very slowly indeed. So yeah, I think if you do a lot of miles and you want something to maybe assist a little bit, take the edge off, maybe an extra set of eyes, then potentially. Right, so after having taken it for a spin, we can now answer the question, should you get Porsche Taycan's InnoDrive? And the answer for me is probably going to be a no. Now, I do need to spend more time with it to see how it goes, but I use the adaptive cruise control on the motorway and when I'm stuck in traffic, and it is perfect for those situations. Porsche Taycan's InnoDrive doesn't add anything additional to those situations for me. It's for when you're out and about driving on the roads, when you're making a left turn or a right turn, it's slowing down the car, understanding the bends are in the road. And yet it's quite a cool feature, but you have to babysit it. You have to be on top of it. You have to make sure it's doing the right things and also look at the traffic. It doesn't really detect traffic to the left or the right. So you have to spend a lot of time nursing it. Now, that's for me. This is my situation. It might be different for you if, for example, you do a regular route on country roads and you maybe want that little bit of extra security or that additional hand-holding when you're going around bends, etc. It might be quite good for those situations. But for me, it doesn't really add too much more to when I'm using the car. Now, the other thing as well is when I take this car out for a drive, I like to go out for a proper blast in it. Obviously a safe proper blast, but I do like to go out for a proper blast, and I wouldn't be using those functions in it anyway, right? So it's absolutely down to your use case. For me, it's going to probably be a no. I do need to try it with the active lane keep as well, but it's free now for 3 months. You can get it for free. So if you've got a Taycan, you've got the hardware in place, or you've got adaptive cruise control, and you want to try the InnoDrive, give it a go. Give it a whirl. It's free for 3 months. So you really get a chance to experience it and see if it's right for you. That's it for this one. Do stay safe. So I'll see you on the next one, and bye for now.